All right, Pick Six brought to you by Davidson's Liquors, where you can make your own six-pack. And today's topic is the 6 ways you would improve the women's NCAA basketball tournament. The 6 ways you would improve.
I took this very seriously because you know I tend not to, and I'm going to go first. And so this will give you a chance to think about it. Number 6, slam dunk contest.
Well, that'd be over quick.
There aren't many. Well, no, that's the point is I believe that you could find 5 or 10 dunkers in college basketball and tell them that they're going to do it during the tournament and let them work on it. And there have been 6 or 7 dunks in game history. I think that'd be interesting to watch a slam dunk contest that involved people who don't normally dunk. Number 5, Olympic type feature zone players. And I was talking about this in regard to national hockey players, but I love those featurettes at the Olympics. Why not give us a little bit more insight to the women's players, and we might develop an affinity for what they're doing. We don't know who they are for the most part. That's why I took this very seriously. Number 4, ESPN used me and Les on the studio show. We could be sort of Charles Barkley and Kenny Smith. And
I'd have to negotiate a very high price to be doing this.
Well, we would have fun with it. They need to create an NBA kind of show like they're doing on TNT.
Like this show.
Yeah. Play all games in one city in 2-week period. I think that it would become like a convention, and people would go and go, wow, let's go to Las Vegas. Put it in Las Vegas for 2 weeks or 1 week or 4 or 5 days. But create an event. They're playing at home cities. The crowds are small. Make it into something that would be important where you go, everybody gather in Las Vegas or Palm Springs or wherever it might be. Go to Hawaii like the college basketball teams, men's teams do. Play it in Hawaii. Go to Brazil. Play it in Brazil like they're going to do the Pro Bowl.
Right after the Pro Bowl they can play.
Number 2, 4-point shot. That stands up. Instead of the 3-point, make it a 4-pointer. So you're behind, you catch up.
So what if you're fouled taking the 4-point shot? Do you get 4 free throws?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it can be an 8-point play?
Well, it could be.
It could.
Could be. Well, no, you only get one shot if you're fouled. So the most you could
true.
make is
They don't go, well, you made it.
5 points. Oh, well,
I almost fooled you.
Hey, Jim Irsay
They're down by 7.
wants to have 3 points for 1 extra point. And number 1, way to improve the NCAA women's tournament, Iowa rules.
Oh.
Do you know what that is?
Yes, 3-on-3, and you can only go
Are you old
to
enough
half
to remember?
court.
No, I have no idea.
So
3 girls are designated as offensive players. 3 are designated as defensive players. They're never allowed to cross half court. The 3 only play defense. The 3 only play offense.
So what you have is you have a 3-on-3 game, but you also have offensive expertise against defensive expertise. And I think that, it's something to at least take a look at, and people go, well, that's the most ridiculous thing I heard. Until just a few years ago, they were playing that way in Iowa. They were playing that way in Colorado. When I first came here, it was a 3-on-3 game.
You don't have to give 6. Do you have 1 or 2 ways?
Well, I'd like to see this in not only the women, but in the men, too, which is eliminate at least half of the timeouts. There's too many 20s. There's too many full timeouts. There's not enough fluidity to the game, and it bothers me when you get down to 2 minutes, and it's a great game, and there's emotion, and you're on the edge of your seat.
It takes a half hour to play it.
Yeah.
It drives me insane.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So, where do you get your salary, and how do you make your money in life?
Him personally?
Yeah.
But he's a full-time employee of Altitude.
So TV,
Right. The timeouts.
All those timeouts are because of television.
Yeah.
Hello, it took me a while to get you guys to go where I am. You're sitting there chewing on your own ass.
Yeah, that's fine. I like chewing on my own ass. What I'm telling you is I like to. I get to a certain point where I want it sped
Bite the
up.
hand that feeds you, why don't you? Oh, yeah, let's have fewer timeouts. Let's not show them on television.
20. Brought to you by Papa John's.
Did you have another one that was...
You want my pick 6?
No, well, he may have another one.
Oh, you
that's
have another
better
one?
than
Sorry.
that one. That one
The only other thing, first of all, I really like in 2 cities over 2 weeks. I think it's awesome. The only other thing I would say is there any way that you could somehow combine them with the men? So if the men are on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. In those cities, can the women be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
They tried that at one time.
Didn't
they
work?
tried where the finals would be on Saturday and Monday on men's, and Friday and Sunday for the women's, and they felt like they tried to combine the girls and boys basketball tournaments in Colorado. That never
Didn't work.
worked.
Yeah.
It's different audiences.
All right, you're not going to like me for this. I'm abstaining, and I'll tell you why I'm abstaining.
What kind of?
Hold on. I came up with some, and I am on record as not being a fan of the women's game, and I don't know that I could find any way to improve it. So I'm actually abstaining, because if I did actually give the list I wanted to give, I would probably piss off about 50% of the population, if not more. So I'm abstaining. And that's your Pick Six, brought to you by Davidson's Liquors.
That is the most miserable thing I've ever heard. You're paid to be here to answer questions that you probably came up with. Did you come up with this, Josh, or did he do? Who came up with this?
I did not come up with this question.
I came up with it before I got here.